Welcome back to day 5 of the Champions Tour playoffs and our final match at the COEX Atrium. It is going to be Team Heretics versus DRX. I'm your host, Yingsu, and I'm joined once again by Bren and Sideshow. We're going to be here forever. This is going to be a 3-mapper, let's be honest.
It feels like it. I mean, we just came off an incredible match, and I think this one proves like it should be very similar as well.
Yeah, I think you've got two teams that have strengths in different areas. DRX have an incredibly wide map pool, I feel like, in terms of what they've showed so far, at least. And Heretics, they come into these matches with tons of preparation. They usually get off to strong starts with pistol round wins. I think if anything is to show from that first series, it's going to be explosive.
Yeah, of course. These two teams, they've never met. I think partially DRX's fault this year and partially Heretics' fault in the previous years as well. But what a moment for them to meet, though, in the lower bracket like this.
Absolutely. I mean, Team Heretics are the team that has that more recent pedigree of getting super deep, and yet DRX, they've previously, with the former roster, been able to get top 3 results at Champions too. And this rookie team of DRX now trying to match that. A win today would be top 4 for either squad. I think Heretics are more expected to do it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they will by any means.
Exactly. I mean, they have the benefit of that experience of making it to the finals before. They know that they've set their mark just ever so deeper into the tournament. They can almost see the finish line in their sights. But DRX are also going to be gunning for a deeper finish themselves as well. And I mean, with the rookies on the stage, they don't really look like rookies.
They don't indeed, for both sides, I feel like. But let's talk about Heretics, because again, how on earth, Brent, did they even drop into the lowest bracket in the first place?
They have been so impressive to me, I think, all series, like all tournament long, in terms of that preparation, what I was talking about. But I think Leviathan is one of the worst teams stylistically to match up against, because I feel like most of the strengths you can apply for Leviathan comes from King's mid-rounding and calling, adaptations that the team cooks up, and it's not so much in terms of what they're bringing in ahead of time. Heretics, I think, love teams that they can potentially anti-strat, teams that they can come out of the gate swinging with a pistol round win, and Leviathan are not going to give you that. Leviathan are going to give you heroic moments to upset the middle of rounds, and King's going to give you that adaptation and good calling over the course of a series the longer it gets.
What we're watching right now, though, is Team Heretics at the end of a 7-round loss streak, allowing Leviathan to run over them. And that's what worries me a little bit, is that in this game, it felt like Heretics were not being disruptive. They weren't finding their moments to cook up ideas. They were just trying to play for retake and allowing Lev all of the space. They need to be more proactive and take control of the game today.
It was so close, though. It's a painful way to drop into the lowest. But on the other side of this, DRX, they came off the back of a win. And you guys mentioned already some of these rookies, how they are doing. I just can't believe there are players who have even less experience at this point than the rookies on Heretics.
Absolutely. And when you look at both of these rookie teams, what you're seeing is DRX just came off a fantastic victory. I mean, they slaughtered Trace. And so you got all of these rookie players with their moments of greatness, whereas Heretics are coming off a 24-hour turnaround of being put into pressured spots and underperforming and having to reset their mentality. So even though these two teams are at the very same point in the bracket, there's actually a very different look as to their recent emotions on stage.
Yeah, and I think a lot's going to be asked of the supportive staff, the coaching staff on Heretics to turn that around. As well as that, I mean, listen, it's a hard ask, but they have been in deeper spots before. They've made it all the way. They know that they can go the distance in tournaments on the international level. They've done it prior. It's all about, I think, meeting their own expectations in that regard, but mentality being a big factor for these rookie players, because we have seen glimpses of it. Like you said, they got ran over towards the tail end of the Lev series.
Yeah, and there's one rookie player, I feel like, on this server today who has always maintained that positive attitude. That is, of course, Benji Fishy. So let's check in with him and hear what he had to say to Kakuka ahead of this match.
I'm here now joined by Benji Fishy. First of all, how are you feeling today?
Feeling good, ready, slept well, ate some good food, so yeah, feeling very good.
Okay, so back in Shanghai, we saw you converting the home crowd and probably give you a huge buff. Do you think that you will need it? Because today you have to go up against the hometown favorites.
I don't think we'll need it. I mean, we played against 3 Chinese teams in Shanghai. I think that's as crazy as it can get. Obviously, I feel like we've kind of built a bit of an Asian fan base now, which I'm happy about. But we don't care. We don't care about if the audience is against us. I feel like we play better. So yeah, I don't really mind.
Okay, love that. 2024 is the year of the rookies, right? You would know that, especially coming from your team. But on the other side, there's also some very good rookies playing for DRX. Why do you think they have found such success this year?
I feel like rookies are kind of just more hungry. I feel like the older you get, kind of the less motivation. You know, you actually kind of had to start living your life maybe, apart from just gaming all the time. But, you know, 20-year-olds, you kind of, all you have to do is focus on gaming. So I think that's probably why.
Well, I feel like a 20-year-old. Best of your luck. Best of the luck for you, Genji.
Honestly, Benji can't relate, can't relate. But the thing with him, though, is he says he doesn't care about the home crowd and so on. But if you watch their vlogs, they have all collectively said, we just don't want to come second again. They are sick of it. They want to win.
Yeah, I mean, but when you're looking at the player that we're comparing him to there's a lot of fans out here in Korea that bought tickets for the finals expecting to see Gen G, and now they're hoping and praying that they see DRX instead. This match will eliminate one of EMEA or Pacific, and so there's so much weight on these players to step up for their region, for their squads, for all of the hopes that they've set themselves for the year.
And DRX have already said that they are not letting that pressure affect them. They're not even thinking about the fact that they are the last remaining Pacific team, last remaining Korean team representing the hometown crowd. So it's one thing to say that and another thing to believe it, right? And I think that the pressure, especially each match that goes on for DRX and the closer they get to potentially the finish line, the finals, if that's even a possibility, the more that pressure I think is going to daunt and weigh on them in these series and matches.
Well, here's the thing. They looked so good in their last match, but do you guys think that they're going to be able to replicate this? Is this the final form of championship winning DRX?
There is no chance they're going to be able to replicate the dominance they had over Trace. I know that in my bones. Today is not going to be some kind of 33-33.
You're going to manifest
no,
it.
it ain't happening. And no, it's amazing what they were able to accomplish in this match. But I think Trace were a level of an upset team. To call Heretics that would be profoundly insulting to what Heretics have accomplished this year. I think, if anything, DRX are a little bit of the underdogs. But Buzz has been phenomenal in his matches, and they have the firepower.
Yeah, they absolutely have the firepower. And dealing with Buzz is going to be a sticking point for Heretics, and whether or not they're ready for that, that doesn't really matter what map he's playing on right now. The playoffs form is very much real. And I think that their win versus Trace was a big indicator for me that the coaching staff and the players on DRX are really thinking about map pool strength as well and doing their preparation themselves. I mean, it's pretty obvious, I think, if you watch the early games of Trace, but it's something that Leviathan couldn't do after, you know, Vitality had already played Trace. They identified that, they plucked apart the map pool and got themselves in a much more favorable position.
Now, when you're looking at Buzz and what he's been able to accomplish this tournament, this last month and a bit, actually, it's giving me flashbacks of looking at Aspas and what he did.
Flashback?
Yeah, no, not quite. Giving me comparisons, similarities to what Aspas did when he crushed Team Heretics. I can't remember the exact amount of kills that Aspas ended on to win the game on Lotus, but Buzz is putting up those kind of numbers, and I think that's going to be another big thing for Heretics to try to shut down.
And support as well. I mean, from all of the Gen G players, coaching staff, there's no bad blood between any of them. They see them as the last bastion, the carriers of the torch for Korean pride on this stage. For an event that's in Korea, you know, everything is behind them. The question is whether or not that's going to weigh on them.
Yeah, I think the map pool is going to be really important. Again, just like the first match, and you pretty much all of that B-roll of Buzz was on Abyss.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like DRX are the best Abyss team right now?
It's certainly possible, and also what they showed here in the game against Trace is that they have good game plans for being able to counter Astra. Now, who plays Astra on this map? Heretics do. So in terms of the matchup here, this map almost guaranteed to be played because both teams like it, but the question you asked, are DRX the best, yet to be solved in my opinion.
Well, maybe they need to be the best. Who knows if they want to win against Team Heretics, because of course this is elimination and this is a shot at the Inspire Arena. The final game is going to take place right here, right now. Let's bring out DRX and Team Heretics onto the stage.
DRX. Team Heretics.
Neither of these teams have ever picked up a global trophy, and this is elimination. They're close, they can do it, but they have to get past each other first. And let's take a look at which maps we're going to be getting today.
Yes, we
Abyss is
are.
the opener.
Yeah, we're getting Abyss. We're also getting Sunset. Team Heretics opting into that.
Finally!
They second round banned it last time against Leviathan. But here, I think they're pretty favored against DRX, I would argue. And Icebox to end on as well.
We're getting all 3 maps.
Yeah, I certainly hope so, but the Abyss opener is what I'm most excited for because the question was teed up. Who is the best Abyss team right now? Is it DRX with their form factor that they've looked good on almost every single time that they've played it? And Heretics are no slouches on this map either. They have a fundamental, I think, great understanding of the strengths of how to play the composition and the Astra and whatnot. We already highlighted the DRX are thinking of ways to counteract the Astra with the pull, such a powerful piece of utility to use in the post plants. And if there's one thing that Abyss is currently known for, it's all about the B main post plants.
Yeah, and we talked about Buzz a lot as well. I want to see Miniboo to be able to actually go toe-to-toe with Buzz on this map.
That's very true. It's possible, though, as well, that when the sides flip and we get into the second half and DRX are on defense, that Buzz, they will ignore him. Because one of the big things that Buzz does, he draws attention towards himself and plays in his teammates. I think an effective strat is to try to ignore him. Yeah, but not go away in the opposite direction, to push his site, but then kill the other people trying to help him. I think that's going to be the most effective, but that's not the side we're starting on. Like I said, it's DRX on the attack side, and their comp isn't as post-plant heavy. So I am interested to see whether Heretics can up the pace a little bit and deny DRX from getting in.
Yeah, the starting on the attack side for DRX is very interesting themselves, but listen, I love this comp by Heretics. I think it has so many big tools to use. The Mosh Pit, as a point here, is a fantastic tool to use to clear backside control, where Buzz loves to play and retreat to. It's one of the only pieces of utility in the game that can clear that spot and put a stop to him.
Yeah, of course, like we said, this is for elimination. It's going to be a very exciting best of 3. We haven't seen these guys in a couple of days, so who better to take us through DRX versus Team Heretics than Achilles and Paperthin?
Thank you very much, and yeah, it's been a little while. We've been chomping at the bit, watching from home as everything has unfolded to this very moment. Last day in this arena, and now we get to see which of our last teams is going to be in that top 4. Is it going to be DRX holding out for Pacific, for Korea, or will it be Team Heretics for EMEA?
Yeah, the last match here in COEX. I mean, it's going to be interesting. To me, it's a tale of 2 teams, right? You've got both kind of similar stories in some ways, right? You've got the rookies, you've got these new explosive players on both sides, kind of defying expectations in very different ways to get here. But now it's do or die. This is your last chance. This is it. Are you going to be going to Inspire or not? And it's going to start here on Abyss with DRX and Team Heretics.
And as the barriers get ready to drop, battle commencing. You see some key differences here. Goes across the board with that one Sheriff in the hands of Miniboo. Couple classics in play here for the side of DRX as they start things off on the attack.
Yeah, and one thing already that take a look at the mini-map is that DRX is very proactive, particularly Flashback on the attacker side, with taking control over mid, making sure that they have the ability to create that extra flank angle, whether it be through Link, whether it be through vents towards A. A lot of different options available to them, so they're really keen on making sure that they have control of that space, that they also have identification of when potential flanks and rotations could be coming through. But taking their time, pausing here, a deep Astra Star right by the orb has to have alarm bells ringing in your head that maybe there's some kind of trap play set up with the cam behind the box on the other side as well. Very nice hidden spot. See if DRX can get past. No, great shot.
Miniboo picking things off nicely. Fantastic headshot to find Buzz right off the rip. Now operating with just those 4 players left alive here. Spam across, Bane taken down low. Will be able to survive and get that spike planted. Now how do they try to pilot this one? No one flanking around from behind. Just going to be the full 5-man crunch straight up onto the side itself.
You only have a flash left to work with here for utility for DRX. So it's going to be good gunfire. They're going to get through this round.
Dizzy going to be waited out. No one peeking. Cage going up. Flashback working his way over in towards window. Goes out on the back of that flash set up from Boxy9. It's going to be 3 players getting 1 a pop. Time now going to be ticking down. Miniboo going to try to hold things down to half. They pull him off for now. Not going to be holding it down though. Pooh, last one standing. And as he peeks down for the recon, Flashback will take him out. DRX find the opening pistol.
Yeah, just a pretty simple, straightforward round here from DRX. Yeah, they lose a player early, but they're able to get that plant down despite the spam. And even without much util left, they're able to win some very important fights there with an overstack towards that plant angle. And Team Heretics didn't have a ton to do in response. It's going to be curious to me see how Heretics want to approach this map. DRX has been so strong on it in so many different ways. They show you so many different looks. They've got all these little extra cheeky plays, extra plans in the back pocket. A little bit of info there for DRX, but they're really difficult to kind of keep an eye on in this map because they're so proactive towards mid. They're so proactive towards those extra angles, towards the rotations, to keep track of where the players are. And already pings are coming down from DRX, considering how they want to deal with either mid vents or towards B. But for now, just another slow start, looking to see if anybody from the side of Heretics is going to make a move. Sheriff bought for Mini Boot. That's the only buy up there for the Heretics side.
Casual glimpse onto Woot there. Playing within that mid connector as Flashback starting to work his way forward. A lot of angles to be wary about. That smoke does help obfuscate one, but smoke going to dissipate the push in. Catches a glimpse, Woot pulling back. Just that classic, but there's the headshot. Flashback starts breaking things open. Cyber Cage trapwire going to be set up here to try to intercept against Miniboo, who does get spotted out. A sliver exposed, but Buzz up over the top, looking for that second kill, cannot find it. Boom! Miniboo rather able to find Flashback, taking him down. Plant now going to be coming through. And this is damage dealt territory. From here on out, if Heretics can find some more value, if not the round win.
Crucially, no gun able to be picked up just yet. Another Sheriff, that's the only upgrade.
Foxy not quite paying attention, but seems like it doesn't matter. Bane from down below will be able to collect them both. And DRX start things off 2-0.
Yeah, this is classic DRX on this map. Flashback takes vent control. They get a flash up and over the box on A site. Buzz dashes up there, gets a kill. Stock standard stuff for DRX so far. Not seen anything too out of the ordinary. Bane just tucked underneath the rope. Finds 2 big kills, and certainly for the fans here in Seoul, South Korea, a lot of tension in the air today as the last team from not just Pacific, but from Korea alive in this tournament, hoping to make it a little bit farther, hoping to make it the big venue at Inspire.
I mean, obviously, either of these teams, whichever goes forward, that's their region represented. The other one left without anybody for those final few days. Dueling cams here in mid. So on the rope, wary about a forward push here as Benji just around the corner. Being positioned to punish. Flashback once again, pushing forward, taking some space here, just trying to see if there's anyone going for any kind of peek. As Mako now going to be noted, but he keeps the cam quiet. The drop down, they don't know about this one. Now they strike. Flashback going to be noted here. Tagged up, taken low, 16 HP remaining as he tries to swing back out, but Woot strikes them both down. Bill's found to try to get that Gecko online. Dash in the meanwhile, sat here for Miniboo. Foxy's able to find one, but now he's up over the top, and now he's striking, taking him out before they know it's hit him. Only 2 players lost here as DRX not going to be able to find a bonus conversion, and Heretics get themselves on the board.
Great little change up here from Heretics. They tuck Woot in right behind the vent door and then hide that camera that gets all the information, and they just wait for the timing, go for the crunch, knock 2 players down. So that's a really good counter maneuver to what DRX likes to do on this map. Their own way of establishing mid-control here for Heretics. And it works a treat. DRX completely bamboozled by this move. Woot, so important that he picks it up here today. Struggled mightily in their match against Leviathan. But certainly we know that he is capable of putting up huge performances. How many times do we see it at Shanghai?
Oh yeah. On the right day. He is that world beater. Now, Blades online for the side of Heretics. Ult's still lagging behind here for the side of DRX. One off for Bane. Hunter's here nearly in play. Flashback once again poking, prodding around mid. There's just some spam out here to escort Bane forward. So Ultimate now online for the Silva. It is just Boo alone on this A site for now.
And it's a really cautious game plan from DRX, trying to squeeze what information they can out of Team Heretics. But so far, frankly, Heretics has been pretty good about keeping themselves obscured, not really making it easy to know who's where. Recon Dart sent over to A, you're gonna get the spot onto Boo. But that's it so far. And DRX faking some footsteps, trying to show that they're going back to B. Instead, they are gonna be committing fully to this A side hit.
Pink still coming down, 2v5 to try to hold the line here for the side of Heretics as DRX gets into position ready to strike.
Do have that Hunter's Fury to clear up some space.
Might just open it to try to clear out tower, and it seems like that's going to be the game plan here, but Woot able to avoid that first burst, drops down, does get clipped by the second, tries to play elusive, but Bane, he's able to find him. Boo, however, finds the punish. Buzz taking it, snappy with a follow-up, flashback's dead. Suddenly the man advantage back into their hands, but now equalizes. Foxy is able to find the enemy Astra. 3v3 as the spike gets planted. Foxy, the null command online, does he opt to pull the trigger on it? Seems like for now, call's going to be to save it, but Wako, eyes, carried over to the side by the recon dart, but Foxy holding the corner. Collects them both, he's up over the top, he's trying to find that fourth kill, and he will. The round looking like it was going to get away from them, but Foxy9 bails them out and gets DRX secured in the lead.
And Boo, who was so clutch, so stalwart for Heretics in their loss against Leviathan, comes up huge here, outdoing Foxy9, or excuse me, outdoing Flashback. What a snapback from him as well. But Foxy9 answering big. This adjustment there to pull back just a little bit to cut that angle off from Rien. So good from Foxy9. Has been really instrumental for DRX with some of these big rounds that he's able to conjure up for them throughout these playoffs and throughout all of Champions so far. Now we look back towards A, where Team Heretics setting up a high-low potential. Well, they're going to fall back.
Push coming through. They're still going to be good for one. His weapon will be recovered. Boo able to go ahead, scoop up the Vandal. Additional damage dealt as Mako's down to 37. This gives them an opportunity. And Mini Boo, he's here on the flank. Pushing his way forward.
No.
Cam not going to spot. Swing out, looking for the knives, but it's just too many targets. Has to back away, but now there's just one blade remaining. Has to get the reset.
Trying to identify where Mini Boo went there with that Cam. Don't know if they were able to fully read that he is still right on their heels, but Flashback is going to continue to hold this angle.
I mean, Mini Boo, he's the one who's helping to keep the RX contained. As long as he continues to play this angle, basically knows that they haven't escaped. Next jump peak coming in, Flashback has the punish.
The timing.
And immediately the neural theft is going to be invested. Revealing the last three. Flashback now swinging around.
30 seconds
as it looks like Boo's going to go for the challenge. 30 seconds remaining. They're actually going to rotate out of this position, though. Flashback, push forward. Boo, though, intercepting. And that's the spike now down on the floor. Flashback, it's all been put in his hands. Swings in, and he's good for the kills, but they need to get that spike. They need to get to the site. And I just don't think they have the time. 14 seconds remaining.
I have retrieved the spike.
Oh, boy.
10 seconds left.
Can he sprint in
Buzz
time?
found him.
Oh, it doesn't matter, Buzz! Catches Rien's in transit, and he saves them.
What in the world? That was so scrappy there. A little wave from Bane there, too. But great start. I like the idea here from Heretics, the way that they're trying to crunch. DRX try to get that Blade Storm opened up, but Mini Boo just can't find the targets. Boo, however, has been popping. Finding some huge kills, but Buzz just goes for it. Catches Rien's off guard, not sure.
And with 7 seconds remaining, I'm fairly certain that Heretics would have had the round.
Yep.
Either way, 4-1 now for DRX as we go right back into the thick of things. 0 point off the rip, the scout, Boo. No ambiguity in his positioning here. Just look to back away. There's the null command. Spam looking for the tags here, and Buzz as he comes out of the flash, he's a little bit ahead of that. Flash ends up getting taken down, coming through the smoke. And Benji Fishy with covering fire as well. In a pinch there on a flashback, not allowing him to have that presence in mid. So now 3 players to try to defend here versus the full forces of Heretics.
They have the Thrash and DRX so close to the site.
It'll be the neural theft to start. Getting the reveal, the Thrash now being able to seek target up and over the top. Bane going to be detained. It's an easy kill. Mako fights back, finds one. Mosh sent, but now Foxy, last one standing. Pulls back over in towards main. Spike planted for him, but the Nebula cuts off his vision. Drop downs coming through. Flush finds one, but cannot get the other. Solid efforts from the side of Foxy9, but Heretics will be able to take this round.
Yeah, DRX trying to turn up the tempo off the back of Foxy9's ult, but Boo is just having none of it. Great opener there. Get Buzz, just waits around that extra half second before that flash lands to find that first kill. And Boo has been so hot.
It's very fired up at the moment. Kill leader here for the side of Team Heretics at 8-4-2. And still a bit of a hill to climb, but because of the scrappiness in the previous rounds, you can see it's going to be DRX now, forced back over towards Nico. Just a stinger in play for Foxy. Knives pop for Buzz. Dusk was talking about it. Can Buzz find that same impact that we were seeing from him versus Trace? So far, it hasn't been quite as explosive. He's going to go out and around the back. It looks like he's going to, and the distraction is there. Lands on the bridge. Caught by the Dizzy, but otherwise unharmed, untethered. Couple shots through, some damage dealt. Bane down to 14 as Rien's able to snipe out Buzz, knowing that his mobility had been burnt.
Spike planted.
4v4, but the weapon's very much still in the hands here of Heretics. Flashback, a Vandal picked up. 0 Point will scout them all. Pop flash will swing onto the corner, just trying to utilize that stinger up close and personal, but it doesn't find any value. Instead, it's Miniboo coming up with 3. Flashback now, recovered weapon. He's able to put down 1. Recon reveals, and the firing squad's on the opposite side of the cloudburst. The Heretics stringing 2 together, themselves separated now by just 1 round.
Yeah, and you can see some of the ideas that DRX has on this map. Playing off the back of that drone, getting the spot, allowing the up and over for Buzz, but a great find here for Rienz, who has been absolutely stellar throughout all of Champions. One of the top-rated players so far throughout this event. Finds a great pick there, and then Miniboo comes alive, ties up with Boo in the kill department, 8 apiece now. That was a huge hold there off the back of that pop flash. That could have been devastating for Heretics. Not a bad idea for DRX, but Boo was just on it. So quick to react there. Now, deep dart, a little bit of mid-control established here for DRX to set up that cam for flashback. And back to more of this slow, steady style that had been working for DRX early on in this half. We saw a couple rounds where they turned up the tempo, weren't really able to get what they wanted out of it. Those retakes so good for Heretics. When they clump up like that, that is when they were at their best against Leviathan. That was one of the big things I noticed going back and watching that game, particularly on Icebox. They got together, they started playing shoulder to shoulder. They were extremely scary, as they have been all year. They can start stringing rounds together, and all of a sudden you're down 6-7 rounds in the blink of an eye.
Shock dart sent to try to clear out any Cypher util that might be there. As we can see though, Heretics have set everything up on that A site. With Whoop playing out, peeking towards mid, but is very nearby to help receive some of this pressure that's about to be exerted by DRX. Haven't been seeing them pay too much attention towards this side of the map. Looks like Heretics get a decent read, especially as those shots start ringing out. Nebula's coming down, Buzz on the entry, gets himself up and over, and he's not ready for Miniboo to be just sat backside. A bit of damage going to be taken to Foxy 9, able to confirm the kill, as it will just be a trade out on the Jets for now. Flashback approaching from behind. Looking for his opportunity to try to intercept, and time is ticking. They clear out the site, the reveal coming through, another neural theft built up. Flashback finds Rienz, and now it's just Benji Fishy left. Hightailing it across back towards A to try to keep his life intact.
What a pause from DRX there. Even though Buzz goes down, Foxy 9 is able to find a kill and get himself to the back of sight. And then they just wait for those smokes to go down and they strike together.
Bucko should have heard that. There's a setup. Oh, he definitely knows about that one.
Yeah.
And Winley just going to be waiting for the rest of his teammates to try to get into position. Warning ping coming down. There's the clear on 1. Flashback also held at bay. They go for the peek out. Have to assess that he's going to be playing towards that back site. Push onto the corner. Benji Fishy going to be good to hold his ground. Finds 1, clears the recon. Can they overwhelmed? As he's looking for that 3rd kill, can't quite make it happen. Took a lot of bodies, a lot of effort, but DRX eventually will wrestle that gun out of his hands.
But still here. I mean, DRX going back to what had worked. That's a huge opener there. Take Miniboo down for Foxy 9. That opens up that extra angle there for them to collapse onto Woot and Boo. Open up the site. Flashback looking so good. Clean as heck so far today. The rookie has been impressing on that Cypher, particularly on this map at times. Now, I think we we have a bit of a pause.
Timeout going to be called here from the side of Heretics. And pumping the brakes in this first half. Probably feeling like they were pretty well set to be able to get themselves tied up, have that 4-4. Backstab from Flashback ends up looking phenomenal for them. As they call this, some key tools getting ready to become available here for them. They've got the neural depth, they've got that Cosmic Divide ready to go in the Heretics camp.
And I think what I'd be considering as Heretics is trying to play a bit more for retake. Fighting for contact on the executes of DRX seems to be causing some problems, seems to be sending the rounds a bit awry. But when they're kind of falling back quickly, yeah, you might be able to stick around and get one and done and then run away like we saw with Boo a couple rounds ago, but the retakes seem to be really where Heretics were finding a lot of their success. And yeah, granted, DRX a tough team in the post plant no matter how you cut it. They could be very good at setting up those positionings, setting up those layers of util and crossfires. But Team Heretics, when they work together, they're so efficient and so clean, they can just run you over. And I will say, to Heretics' credit, they've done a good job shutting Buzz down.
Yeah.
He's had a tough time making these entries. He's had to kind of go back to old school blue collar Buzz.
That's what I was actually going to say. It feels like this is less of the explosive Buzz that we were seeing, versus the likes of Trace, etc., and more like the DRX of yore, where he's playing that entry. Sometimes it's going to be good for one, sometimes dies, but the rest of the team is able to pick up the pieces in the round.
Exactly.
Been the story so far. DRX once again, early 0 point over towards A. Decide to go ahead, pack it up, start shipping things towards this B site.
And a fun little fact, coming into today, Buzz was the ACS leader for this tournament so far. So he has been absolutely monstrous for DRX. Smoke goes up, DRX positioning themselves behind it, but this is a difficult crossfire, potentially, but Team Heretics is pulling back a bit.
For now, Minibu just here around the corner. It ends up eating that full flash. Repeats though, is going to be rewarded with 2. Pain Flashback going to be taken down. Rien's getting a piece of the pie, finds Foxy9. Now it's a 2v3 with Buzz. Knocked down to 31, but still somehow equalizes the count. Benji fishing, neural theft available, but all of the corpses that he'd be looking for are set up right at main. Buzz just sliding back here towards backside, catches a glimpse. Dash at the ready, gets the headshot, but Benji fishing on the repeat, gonna be good for that kill. Mako trying to confirm it, but can't quite nail the shots. Swings out, spots them both. The neural theft now coming into play. Looks for the timing, swings out, and finds the first. The defuse starting, goes back around to try to interrupt it. Does so, but drops the weapon. Mako wanting to pick up another. But it's a bit of a misplay as Woot will be able to go ahead and drag them over the line, keeping things damn close.
Yeah, but that neural theft gives Woot such a huge advantage in that situation. Knows he can keep track of Mako and play right off the timing with his wingman. And he's perfect with it. That crossfire there, yeah, he kind of goes in the favor of DRX with the 2-2. Usually it's a slightly attacker-sided favor exchange, but
good. Just for
this
future
is a
rounds,
great play.
Just we need to play together. We are playing good, but we're...
Bingo. 100% agree.
Yeah. Well, once again, Heretics will find themselves with the advantage as far as the weaponry is concerned, and this could be where they get tied up at 5-5. Knives will be nullified right off the rip. And this time it's looking like a much faster pivot towards B for DRX.
Spike dropped.
One away from Bane's ultimate, so they're going to pass the spike over to him. See if they can get that planted, see if they can get a deeper post plant set up potentially.
But look at the read from Heretics. They're already sending 2 players over to reinforce this B site.
It's been too quiet over on A. No util. They can lean an extra player in this direction.
Well, it's pretty much all but confirmed. Ping's coming down, suspecting these rotates through that defender spawn, but does DRX understand that they've already made it? They've already managed to get themselves over here.
DRX has very little info.
Slow creep up through the nebula. Minibu on the box, just here above. Smoke obfuscates him for now. Entry coming in, flashback the first to fall. Swing out, Buzz trying to find the punish. That's a hero rifle now down on the floor. As Woot answers back in kind. Spike plant will come in. But widely, just Bane with the Sheriff. As far as the firepower is concerned, versus 5. The thrash to check, looking for a timing. Mako immediately going to be caught and killed. And now just 2 left to try to flush out. Recon getting the reveal. Eventually on both there as Minibu just swings around, takes his head off, and Foxy will fall. Heretics, they waited out, they get the defuse, and we're tied up at 5-5.
Exactly. This is what has been working for the Heretics in a lot of these rounds, is take a little bit of contact early, take your shots, see if you can find something. Boo there, right through the smoke, goes fishing, connects, and then regroup, set up for the retakes, start knocking players down. Great little micro adjustment there from Minibu to jump up a little bit, knowing his opponent had his sheriff. You want to break that crosshair angle, little things like that. So important. And that's a clean round from Heretics, and absolutely gonna need a timeout here as
I didn't fully get to see exactly what had happened at the very end, but you could tell from Rien's reaction that something had gone afoot. He went off the side of the map somehow at the very end. So, he'll have half armor coming into this. But it is a timeout call from the side of DRX, looking to close out these final 2 of the half and set themselves up with a 7-5. So, each team having burned 1. We'll see, though, if DRX can have as much success as we were seeing from our first series, where it felt like every timeout was pretty much impactful, at least for those first 2 maps.
Yeah, and that's actually something I have highlighted for today's match in my notes, was DRX timeouts. Like how good they have been and how important it is against a team like Heretics that can be so streaky, that can start just going on these tears, going on these runs, finding ways to slow them down, to keep them off balance. Yeah, he just kind of jumped off the map, and I think he did it just like a half second too early and thought he'd have it. You know, you see players do it at the end of the round because they're just like, round's over.
Screwing around.
Yeah, oopsies.
All right, well, let's see what the game plan looks like. As it's Null Command, Hunter's Fury available for the side of DRX. Cosmic Divide for Boo, potentially for a retake. Unless they can stop them and hold them at the gates.
Well, and last time when they had the Null Command, it was a fast hit from DRX, so a little bit of an aggressive positioning there from Heretics with a couple initiators to see if maybe they could cut it off at the point of attack. Use that Gecko util, kind of slow things down, get a little bit of extra info with the Sova as well, but without that fast hit, Heretics right back kind of playing a bit more defaulty, although this time around Boo is in spawn, just waiting to turret around with that Astra util, see if he can slow things down.
Flash to peek in towards A main. Nothing going to be spotted there as Mako TP's his way up into this mid connector.
Cover going out.
Ping coming down, but Cam not going to be noting anything as Paranoia set at the ready. Crashes across, might get the catch there on Rien's. They get the ping reveal, but widely everybody going to be held back there by that Mosh, and Mako now to try to be the one to stop them here in their footsteps. Swings out, catches a good timing, clears out the Dizzy, and finds a second to boot. Bane at the same time, gets rid of Boo. And now it's a 2v5 for the retake here. Heretics, how long do they want to stick around? The money is still a bit wishy-washy. It looks like the call to go ahead and evacuate has been made.
That's crazy huge for DRX. Didn't have to use either ultimate. Neither the Null Command nor the Hunter's Fury had to be invested there because Mako comes up huge. They love to sneak players in through that vent, time and time again throughout this event. And you can see early that Heretics had some ideas about trying to identify it, but DRX put it in their back pocket. They waited to bring that out again until very late in this half. It caught Heretics just enough off guard that Mako's able to find some big kills. Good job by there by Bane as well. Going up the rope, helping out Mako, setting up that extra crossfire angle.
Last round.
This is just all Mako. What a reaction here. Takes down the Dizzy and readjusts. That's classic Mako.
Bane, just a quick peek up, gets the kill, drops right back down. A flawless as DRX get up to 6. Now we go into the last round. And as you mentioned, those crucial ultimates not burnt. Mako does have another one available for himself. See how pivotal or not that ends up being.
Might even be able to get Buzz another Blade Storm.
Well, Buzz is going to go for an Outlaw.
Yep.
He might be suspecting that there's more half armors, maybe 2, but Woot does go for the full purchase. Yeah, has the money, so
I think he
why
misread the economy here a little bit. Me
when I invest in stocks. I've lost everything.
Yeah. It'd be like that.
But again, a
It'll
very...
come back. Number go up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's a very slow start to a round. DRX just 1-2 pacey hits throughout this half. Very much are taking their time here.
But I like this because one of the things that Leviathan was doing really well against Heretics.
Trying to fake a little bit.
Yeah, but what they were trying to do for Leviathan's case was kind of pick players apart, kind of take Heretics one by one. And they were able to find some really good moments like that. And that's why I said I wanted to see Heretics play a bit more hesitant. You know, a little bit of, if you get contact, take a couple shots and peel off. Because I think if you have a 5v5, you have a really good chance against any team at this event.
Okay, Hunter Sphere to try to open things up once again. Rien's dashing around these, so we'll go unscouted. 3 players to try to intercept. Woot playing close on that left-hand side. Flash goes out, he tucks up the rope to try to dodge that one out, and Buzz short set, uh-oh! Has to hold down that space bar as he tries to scout around the back of the site for the rest of his team. But ultimately, this is a 3v3. Buzz is completely and utterly out of the equation. Just drifting off.
Right there.
And could that be their undoing?
Do they know? Does Heretics know yet?
Seems like they are not necessarily certain about this one because he hasn't died. Boo, short dash over to the side. He's able to find 2. Now it's all confirmed, but the reveal is in. Flashback, collecting 1, the drop down. Boo! He's right in front of him. And like Jeremy before him, Buzz will go off the side of the map, and DRX will win the round.
Yeah, but this kid Flashback has unbelievable instincts. Just falling back behind that wall, expecting a player to be back there somewhere. Immediately finds value. What a clutch.
He's been stalwart in getting DRX up to the 7-round victory so far in the half, but we're gonna go to a quick little break, take a breather, and go ahead and enjoy this halftime.
Oh, come on.
Trade in any phone in any condition guaranteed and get $800 off the new Galaxy Z Fold 6. Only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I feel you distance, feel your light go out. I feel cold, but I don't know why. With love some context of where you wanna go. Gave my heart, you said goodbye. I feel you distance. I feel cold, but I don't know why. With love some context. Gave my heart, you said goodbye.
Alrighty, we are back and going into the second half here on Abyss. DRX out to a lead, 7-5. We know how quickly that can be turned on its head.
No doubt about it. And you were expecting today's matches to be hotly contested. We had a great start with Sentinels and Fnatic, and seemingly could be off to another one, but DRX, very, very annoying on their defender side on this map so far, have really done a great job shutting teams down, not giving them a lot of opportunities to even get spike plants down, or if they do, the retakes have been very, very clean. Buzz once again up on his standard spot, Woot doing a little checking up and over with the Gecko util.
Double share full ghost here for the side of DRX. Rand's just sticking with that classic, wanting all the util that he can possibly get.
Yeah, look at this crossfire angle. You got Mako up top, Foxy around the corner, Trapwire right in front. I'm going to see if they can get a few freebies out of that, but Mako now shifting over to double check.
Pulling back, looking to try to maybe reinforce Bane here in mid.
Yeah.
I heard that Cyber Cage get placed.
Yep. They got to make sure that nobody's sneaking up off the back of that. They don't have information from the other side of that smoke, so they need to make sure that it's clear.
As that 0 point comes down, they're able to dodge it. As Heretics had already started backpedaling, so they don't get caught. But now it seems like after having that come through, they do want to end up going here in towards A.
And Heretics are doing everything they can to try to send obfuscation towards mid. Now the hit is on, and a spot already.
There's the reveal. Miniboo trying to dash away, but eventually Foxy's able to collect. Gets tagged once, down to 86. Quick clear.
Oh!
And Mako finding Benji Fishy. So he can continue to just one by one swing out here from backside. Up and over the top goes Boo, but can he find the impact? Spots them both out. Finds the first, cannot get the second, cannot get the transfer. And 3 ends dead on the bridge. Corpse falling into the abyss. DRX will take another pistol.
And Heretics there trying to send some fake signals to DRX, but DRX, well aware, just holds the line. And one unaccounted for trap wire right outside of the front of that smoke. Catches Miniboo, and things just start crumbling for Team Heretics. Great setup there for DRX. And they're able to capitalize quite nicely. And it is a great start once again here for DRX on Abyss. And the desk was asking, is this the best Abyss team in the world right now? Well, we'll see.
But I think that direction.
Yes.
Woot just grabbing the orb over here at B. 3 away from having the Thrash online. 4 Bulldogs purchased this time around for DRX.
Really does feel like old school DRX today. Pure Bulldogs on the anti-eco. Buzz just old school in it.
Working their way back over towards this A site. A lot of this going to be on the shoulders here of Miniboo. He's the one with the ghost. Has that extra little bit of firepower. A couple shots ringing out there from Boo outside of B. Draws attention back from Buzz. As for now, just playing Pac-Man.
Right there.
Grabbing the orbs here.
This is that one way that you're going to see time and time again throughout
Foxy,
the defender's side. That's
waiting to hear so any kind of util. There he goes, sends it out. Catches everyone. The dash already has come through, though. Has he read this? Checks up above, and then Miniboo swings in from underneath. Headshot found, but Mako reinforces, moving up right outside of main. It cleans up 3. Spike now stranded here within the smoke. Boo with the classic, can he do anything? Not quite. A shot in the Bane's shoulder. As overall, it's a very clean round. All of the weapons, I believe, carried forward there from the side of DRX. Then again,
I think they, okay. So they're going to buy up an early operator again here for Buzz, something they've been doing a lot. As Buzz has shown us tremendous performances with that operator. It's fantastic stuff with these Bulldogs. And they have a sheriff for Foxy 9, so crucial round here for Team Heretics. They need to prevent DRX from claiming this bonus. Otherwise, it is going to be very, very difficult to claw their way back into this match. Buzz is going to be watching mid, and
Boo. A big kill. Foxy 9 going to be taken down. That calls for the immediate rotation.
Look at Mako, though. They pinged it out. They're aware.
Buzz peeking, but he doesn't know how far in Boo is. And now he's well aware. Boo the headshot as they all go drifting over towards this B site. Team Heretics slipping the net, rotating back into A. Flashback has his setup here to try to buy some time, and Mako waits out patiently. Finds the kill, gets a bit of a weapon upgrade. As there's the up and over, there's the ping reveal. Flashback able to interrupt. Stops the plan from coming through, offering up some time for Mako to try to rotate back around. There's the re-ping! And Bane this time gets involved. And suddenly, it's DRX, the ones with the advantage.
I was thinking they should go back and maybe just grab the op and...
Just settle in?
Yeah, exactly.
And now with a real chance to close out the round, Miniboo peeking in behind. DRX taking their time. Paranoia goes across. Benji Fishy going to be caught by that one. Miniboo up to the challenge. Finds the first, but Bane flushes out the enemy Cypher. Now it's just Miniboo with 11 HP, and the spike is not planted for him. Mako set up, waiting on the line. Swings the corner, and Miniboo's dead. Defuse comes through. DRX. They will convert the bonus and get themselves up to 10.
I mean, just crazy how much value Flashback is getting out of his utility on this site. The pings and the re-pings, the lurk from Mako. I saw on the mini-map that had been accounted for, at least initially, by Team Heretics, but I don't think they expected him to change direction back towards B. I think they expected him to go towards A. That's what we've been seeing Mako do a lot when he goes for those lurks, is it's setting up for an A maneuver. And this time around, Heretics just, even though Boo makes another great play, it's still not enough.
I mean, huge impact kills from him.
Yeah.
Get Foxy dead off the rip, put that operator on the floor. Granted, yeah, I don't believe he was carried forward. So, yeah, repurchase has to be made for DRX to keep that one in play. But it looked like the stage was so well set, potentially just for a flawless anti-bonus.
That's what I thought.
These narrow margins, those trap wires, just getting so much value from Flashback.
I mean, you don't want to give him any more opportunities than necessary because he's already very, very talented. Making it easy with those pings.
Well, there's now a final timeout expiring here for Heretics. 5 rounds to run back if they want to go ahead and tie things up. As you can see, it's going to be a bit of a purchase coming through, as actually they opt to go for some Guardians here alongside these Sheriffs. This feels like a fairly big gamble.
I agree. Make it 4. Now Bulldog instead of a Guardian, but oh wait,
Still playing around with it.
Okay.
Okay, there's going to be some firepower. Is DRX going to be ready for this? Already, smoke goes out. That's just going to be disrespected. Charge passed by Heretics as they look to make a bit of a pacey hit here towards B. Clear out on one of the trap wires.
Missed it.
Yep, not finding it quite just yet. Bane sending out the recall. Flashback just swings into the site! Cleans up 3. Rienz will be good for 2, but then Mako takes him down, and suddenly it's just Boo left standing.
He's unbelievable. Just absolutely unreal.
They have a 0 point to try to scout his position, narrow things down. They know that he's not going to be playing forward. Smoke on the window. Seems like they may have sussed this out correctly, but there's still going to be time dwindling. DRX have been so good about denying these grav wells. Can they do it once more? Is Mako in position, locks him into the corner. They say, we've been through this so many times. And DRX, a Flashback, swinging out into the site, collecting 3, will move up now 11-5.
Little did you know that the D in DRX stands for defuse. Little did you know.
Or deny.
Or deny. Pick your poison. What? That last shot. Look at this. Oh, that is so good.
Just a fraction of a second away from saving his teammate there. Rienz, but unreal from Flashback. And he's not even top of the table right now.
No. It's Mako, I believe.
Yeah.
You want to fight it?
Well, now, Cosmic Divide from the outset here from Boo. Another pacey hit in towards his B side. Trapwire set up, obviously can widely be ignored as Flashbacks just here alongside the wall. Do they consider checking it? There's been a concuss going through. He peeks out. He's fully blinded. And Flashback. He manages the strike. Rienzo, quick to reply. Equalizes that. And now, Harold up with a reveal. Blind shots. Foxy finding Woot, fishing him out. Sends out the flash, the drone, now the chase as well as Mako arrives, swinging in from behind that mid connection. But pings have come down. It seems like they've sussed out that flank here, and the paranoia will confirm it. Benji cannot hold his ground, however. Taken out by Foxy9. And now 4v2. It's Rienz and Boo to try to delay this, to try to stop it, but once again, they have him body blocked, they have him stacked up. The defuse will be interrupted, but it's going to be resumed immediately. A few seconds to spare as DRX have not surrendered a singular round in this half so far.
I mean, what are you going to do? You know, this time around, Heretics try something a little different. They're like, okay, we know what they're going to do with the grab well. Let's use an Odin. I mean, just the timing there, just a little bit off for Heretics. Not expecting Flashback to be right in that corner. Still able to find value. And Mako, even though he's identified the whole time, he's just waiting for his moment to strike. Waiting for his teammates to say, hey, they're going for the grab well. Now's the time. Just beautiful coordination from DRX.
Dizzy up over the top. Buzz looking to go a bit aggressive here with that operator. But Boo has the punish. A fantastic shot from the leader. to once again put Buzz down on the floor. Operator this time around, not finding any value.
I got the spike.
That's one of those rounds where you're so far ahead. Oh, Rians.
Bane just spamming, shuts down Miniboo on the aggressive entry, and Riens does get tagged down to 62. Foxy peeks in, finds one. Now Riens is completely and utterly trapped, pushes out, flashback, ready for it. As the paranoia goes across and the spike is stranded here in the site.
Every time they try and make a move, DRX has something better. Oh, what a shot from Boo, though.
He finds one, but the B side's opened up, but how do you get the spike?
Yeah.
And even then, the Hunter's Fury to further delay as the time continues to tick down. Woot needs to deliver something with this operator. Foxy's gonna go for the peek out, and he will end up falling. That's an opening now. Smoke coming through. Spike still within the nebula. 20 seconds remaining. And Bane finds Woot. Mako gets the other. And it is an absolute masterclass on the defending side as DRX say, yes, we think we are the best of this team in the world right now. 13-5. They start things off with a victory here.
Just incredible the way that DRX is able to recover from so many early losses, so many rounds where Heretics had an advantage. But DRX was able to climb right back and take some big wins.
A fantastic way for DRX to try to start things off, but now we set our sights on Heretics' map pick of Sunset, where they can certainly turn things around.